Thunderbolts is out now. A movie that is going to top the box office charts. It is one of those films that if you are a Marvel fan, you are going to rush to go see, and it is definitely worth it. I have been on record by saying that I am not a typical Marvel fan. It is not my go-to category, but this movie just does it. It is an excellent movie, and I have no problem saying that right off the bat. As you sit down to enjoy this film, you are going to see a gang of misfits that must fight to ensure the safety and survival of those around them. But that gang of misfits is really fighting and searching for answers from one person. As you are watching, I believe the story, in my opinion, the story that is being told on the screen, it makes this film worth the watch. As you sit back and you are watching and enjoying the film, you are going to see the story of each of the characters that's involved. And I think in this film, it does an excellent job of highlighting why each character thinks the way they do, why each character acts the way they do, but ultimately what each character provides to the storyline. Now, when you look at someone like Valentina, it is a character that is very easy to hate. And you realize early on the impact that she will have on the movie. But I'm not going to go further than that because, as always, I'm not going to provide spoilers. I have been on record in many times in many situations by saying that Marvel is not my go-to film style. It is not one of those movies that I rush to go see, but when new releases are out, I will find a way to see them. And when you're sitting down to watch Thunderbolts, you are going to see references to old movies, references to new movies, but the realization in some ways, where are the Avengers? Are they coming back? Are they not? And what does this group of misfits have to do to ensure the task is accomplished? But let's really look at the pros. I think that is the number one thing that you need to look at. Number one is the storyline. I think when you're sitting down to enjoy this, whether you are a Marvel fan or not, the story is easy to follow. You see from the very beginning what the director wants you to see, and you are able to sit back and understand exactly what is being put on screen. I think the second thing that really stands out in this film is overall character development. You are getting to see characters in many different forms. You're getting to see the situations that make them who they are. And that really stands out. I think especially in this kind of movie where you have a gang of misfits, it is important to understand why each character is the way they are. But ultimately, those past actions really show in many ways you can't outrun your past. It is stuck with you forever and is going to lead to who you will become. I think the third thing that really stands out in this movie, and I wish it was a 3D film that I saw, is the overall action. I think the situations that are surrounding this film as a misfit coming together type of film, I think the action and the violence in a sense, and really the comedy that is brought in really helps shape the overall story. That is another thing that really stands out is the overall random comedy that is involved. And now I know going into this, there has been some drawback about whether or not the comedy is going to overshadow what is being told. And is the comedy too much? And for me, it is not. It is exactly what is needed to kind of break up the seriousness of many situations. But is Thunderbolts worth a watch? Are there cons? With every film, I think there is something that you could take away and say, I wish it could have been done a certain way, or this wasn't done the way that you wish it could have been. But in this film, compared to other Marvel movies that I've seen within the last year and a half, there's not really much of a drawback. Now, once again, I am coming from this as a non-Marvel enthusiast. I am coming at this from the perspective of a new movie. Let's go see what it's about. Is it worth the watch? And so I'm not going to be as nitpicky when it comes to certain things that actual Marvel fans may say that shouldn't have made sense, or that didn't make sense, excuse me, or that shouldn't have happened, or this should have been done this way. I'm not going to, because I don't think that that is the case. But now let's get into rating. If I had to go in for an overall rating of just how much I enjoyed this movie, all of the factors that I mentioned of what make it seem in overall a good movie, for me, Thunderbolts is a 4.7 out of 5. I think that this is a overall film that you can sit down and enjoy, Marvel fan or not. I think the story is very solid. I think the trailer did not do it justice in highlighting what we were going to see. Even though you got to see a lot of what was going to take place, I feel like the buildup in certain situations in the movie were incredible, and it is definitely worth the watch. And so for me, when I am looking at Thunderbolts, it is a 4.7 out of 5. Highly recommend this movie. It is 2 hours. I don't think it was a smart idea doing this on a Thursday night, but it is worth it. Go see it. Once again, thank you all for the continued support. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure to go check out the other reviews I have posted, and I will talk to you all later.